In this video, we are going to do a second example in divide by t theorem. In the previous video, we have already done our first example. You can check the example in the link shown here. Welcome to Enlightened AF YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, click the subscribe button down below and we can now start the video. Here, this example is June, July 2019, Diploma in Electrical Engineering, and is a Module 2 paper. And we are taught to find the Laplace transform of sine squared 3t over t. We can quickly notice that sine squared 3t over t takes the form function of t over t. And we know to find the Laplace transform of such a function, it will be the Laplace transform of function of t over t is equal to, we integrate from sigma is equal to s to infinity, function of sigma d sigma. And remember, we can only do this provided the limit as t approaches 0, function of t over t exists. And we can prove this by use of L'Hopital theorem. Here, our function of t will be equal to, this function of t will be equal to sine squared 3t. Sine squared 3t. But if you check on our table of Laplace transform, we don't have Laplace transform of squared functions. We only have Laplace transform of sine of at, but we do not have Laplace transform of sine squared at. So what we are going to do here, we are going to apply the double angle formula, applying the double angle formula. Again, this takes us back to the first year of study, trigonometry. We know that from our trigonometry, the double angle formula states that sine squared theta is equal to a half 1 minus cosine of 2 theta. You can check that from your S&P table. But we do not have theta in our function, we have 3t. But notice that the angle here is 1 theta. 1 theta, or which is simply written as theta, sine squared theta. The angle here changes to 2 theta. So the angle here is double what it was here, and that's why we call that formula the double angle formula. Now, but our function, what do we have? It is sine squared 3t. Let me just use the color I was using, green one. Sine squared 3t. If you use the double angle formula, the formula says we should have a half here, then we have 1 minus the cosine, which is the function will change to cosine function, cosine of, but the angle should double. Here it is 3t, therefore here it should be 16. That's why we are calling it the double angle formula. Therefore you can say our function of t over t is equal to sine squared 3t over t, which have now become a half 1 minus cosine of 16 r over t. Now we are left to checking whether the limit exists. And to check whether the limit exists, you are not going to use this expression, but instead you are going to use this one, because this is equal to this. So now we should check whether limit as t approaches 0 of a half 1 minus cosine of 16 r over t exists. And this would be limit as t approaches 0. What did we say we do here? We said using L'Hopital rule, you differentiate the numerator separately, then you differentiate the denominator separately. You are not using quotient rule. You are just differentiating them, each one of them on its own. Let us do that. If you differentiate 1, that's a constant. You are differentiating, the variable is t, so you are differentiating with respect to t. If you differentiate 1 with respect to t, it will be equal to 0. It will be equal to 0. 0 times a half, it is 0. If you differentiate cosine of 6t, cosine will change to negative sign. So remember there is this negative. And the cosine function will change to a negative sign. But this constant here, 6, should multiply. So it will be negative 6 cosine of, not cosine but sine, 16. But remember there is this half. This half will open the bracket. So maybe I should put it here. Or let me do it like this. Let me say it's a half. After differentiating 1, we got 0. This one was negative. 6 sine 16. If you differentiate t, you get 1. This will simplify to limit as t approaches 0 of half times 6. By the way, this negative 6 will be positive 6. Let me change that. A half times 6, that is 3. Sine of 60. 3 sine of 60 over 1. Let us now substitute the limit. We are told t is approaching 0. So it means wherever you have t, substitute with 0. If you put here, it will be sine 6 times 0 is 0. Sine 0 is 0. Times 3, 0. 0. 1 is simply 1 because there is no t to substitute. What is 0 divided by 1? This is 0. So here we are going to say that because it's 0, the limit exists. The limit exists. And because the limit exists, we can go ahead and find the Laplace transform of the function. We can now go ahead and find the Laplace transform of the function. Now we are going to say Laplace transform of a half 1 minus cosine of 60 r over t. You need to get that. But maybe before you do that, let us first of all we need the Laplace transform of the numerator is a function of t. So we need to get the Laplace transform of the function of t, which have changed from sin squared 3t to this one. So this is a function of t. And of course, if you find the Laplace transform of a function of t, it becomes a function of s. Let us find the Laplace transform here. It's a half. Here, half. By the way, this half you can have it by the Laplace transform, because we say it does not take place in determination of the Laplace transform. It is 1 minus cosine of 6t is equal to a half. Let me use different bracket after finding the Laplace transform. What is Laplace transform of 1? This no is 1 over s minus. What is Laplace transform of 6t? Of course, we know that Laplace transform of cosine of 18 is equal to s over s squared plus a squared. In this case, our a is 6. Therefore, Laplace transform will be what? S over s squared plus a squared, but our a is 6. So it's 6 squared, which gives us 96. You can remove this. This was just a reminder. It was just, or you can just have it. It's no problem. I'll try and use that space. Notice, by finding the Laplace transform, we have transformed the function from a function of t, here function of t, to this one, function of s. This is a function of s. Now we continue. We now find the Laplace transform, or maybe before we go to finding the Laplace transform, we have seen the fs is equal to a half 1 over s minus s over s squared plus 36. We know we need, in our formula, we need function of sigma. We say to get the function of sigma, wherever you have s, substitute with sigma. So it is here 1 over sigma minus sigma over sigma squared plus 36. Not 6. So that we can finally say Laplace transform of a function of t over t is equal to integral from sigma is equal to s to infinity function of sigma d sigma. I don't know whether I had written the formula before, but let me just write it, which now becomes integral from sigma is equal to s to infinity. What is our function of sigma? It is a half. Can you remember in integration, you always put the half outside the integral sign. So it is a half. Let us put that inside the integral sign. 1 over sigma minus sigma over sigma squared it is 1 over sigma minus sigma over sigma squared plus 36. And then we're integrating with respect to sigma. We can now split the integral. It is a half. First we integrate 1 over sigma with respect to sigma. We integrate from sigma is equal to s to infinity 1 over sigma with respect to sigma minus we integrate from sigma is equal to s to infinity sigma over sigma squared plus 36 with respect to sigma. I can also write it here, this sigma. Calculus is very important here, because if you notice, Okay, this one you can get it directly from your S&P table. I'm not sure, I don't have an S&P table with me here, but this one you should check whether you can get it in your S&P table. However, you can integrate by substitution. I doubt whether it is there. So integrate it by blue pen, is it? Yeah. Integrating by substitution. If there is a topic that is important in engineering, is not the only topic that is very important, but a few topics that are very important in all units in engineering or all engineering courses, whether mechanical, civil, electrical, automotive, or any other engineering course. It is calculus, integration and differentiation, trigonometry, logarithm and indices, and some few more topics. Algebra, very important. They will cut across. They will keep on appearing and reappearing. You will never avoid them. Even if you avoid them in one level, you quickly find yourself in trouble in the next level. So integration is very, very important for us here. Maybe this one remind you how to integrate. We shouldn't spend a lot of time trying to integrate this. By the way, I didn't say this question, I should have said. This question is 9 marks, shared between this question and another question. I'll attach the paper to this video. You realize you should spend as little time as possible with this question. So you are ability to integrate, or your speed of integration should be high. And also how remembering trigonometric identities and so on. So 9 marks here with another question. It's not a mark. It's not a lot of time you should spend a lot of. It's not a lot of marks to spend a lot of time here. So let us integrate. I'll use a blue color because I'm trying to remind you something. We are integrating. By the way, I already have the limit. We are integrating sigma, or we are integrating 1 over sigma squared plus 36 sigma d sigma. Sigma d sigma. Let u equal to sigma squared plus 36. If we differentiate here, derivative of u, you see blue for revision, derivative of u with respect to sigma, differentiating both sides. If you differentiate sigma, it will be equal to 2 sigma. If you differentiate 0, with that 6, it will be equal to 0. Cross multiply du is equal to 2 sigma d sigma. Divide both sides by sigma, not by sigma but by 2. A half du is equal to sigma d sigma. Now we can go back here. Integral of sigma squared plus 36. That is integral of sigma of sigma squared plus 36 with respect to sigma. Integral of sigma over sigma squared plus 36 with respect to sigma now becomes, what is sigma d sigma? Sigma d sigma is equal to a half du. What is sigma squared plus 36? Sigma squared plus 36 is equal to u. Which now becomes a half. We always take the constant outside. Integral of 1 over u. This u on the numerator with respect to u. If you finish that integral, it will be in of u. So now let me get back here. I should have said here, we are getting Laplace of, I only wrote the general formula, I forgot to write the actual function. What was the actual function? The actual function that we are trying to get, its Laplace transform is a half 1 minus cosine of 60 over t. After applying the Boab, so that is the actual function whose Laplace transform we are trying to get. And then trying to get Laplace transform of a half 1 minus cosine of 60 all over t, that trying to get Laplace transform of that, which we have seen it will be a half. See this half here, this bracket. You see this 1 over sigma. I don't know whether we need that bracket. Let me just move it. Let us use straight line for applying the limit. This half here, we have it here. If you integrate 1 over sigma with respect to sigma, from your very long experience of calculus, is integral of 1 over sigma with respect to sigma. Here you get in sigma. You have said integral of sigma over sigma squared plus 36 with respect to sigma, which we have done here, all the way up to here, is minus, because of this minus, in of, this one we have just obtained here, u, in of u, but this u is what? Sigma squared plus 36. So here you have sigma squared plus 36. Apply limit. Both of them you can see there. Limit from s to infinity, limit from s to infinity, or sigma is equal to s to infinity. So we are just going to apply the limit to put both of them combined, because they share the limit, they have the same limit. The sigma is equal to s to infinity. This now becomes a half. Apply the limit. No, after applying the limit, you no longer use the straight lines. Use the symbol for me. Use the curly brace. Let us start with applying the upper limit. Oh, by the way, before applying the limit, let us apply rules of logarithm. Recall, I'm using Brew to remind you what you should by now have done, that in of A minus in B is equal to in of A over B from your knowledge of indices. Logarithm. So it means now Laplace transform of a half 1 minus cos of 60 all over t now becomes, if you apply the rules of laws of logarithm, this is A, this is B. It is in A is sigma, B is sigma squared plus 36. Then we can apply limit from sigma is equal to s to infinity. This now becomes, let us apply the upper limit. It is, now we can use the curly brace. In of what? Upper limit, it is infinity over infinity squared plus 36 minus lower limit in s, also upper limit where you have sigma, you are substituting with s over s squared plus 36. That is the lower limit. This will be equal to Laplace transform of a half 1 minus cos of 60 1 over t in sigma over sigma squared plus delta 6. That will be in simplest infinity over infinity minus in s over, oh, there's a half. Where have I lost the half? This half here, a half. So it is a half. This is infinity over infinity squared plus 36 will give us infinity over infinity plus minus in s over s squared plus 36. This is a half. Infinity, a very big number divided by a very big number will be equal to 1 in 1 minus in s over s squared plus 36. In 1 is equal to 0. This is a half. In 1 is equal to 0 minus in s over s squared plus 36. Is simply negative a half in s over s squared plus 36. I hope you can remember the rules of indices. Rules of logarithm. B is equal to in, I've explained in the previous video the rules of logarithm. So this one will be equal to s over s squared plus 36. The same rule of logarithm I've used here and here I've explained in the previous video. If you have not watched it, watch it on the link shown here. So to power negative half, power negative half, again using rules of, here you have used rule of logarithm, and here or rows of logarithm. Here we are going to apply rules of indices. Again, I've explained in the previous video. It will be here, it will be in, because it's power negative reciprocal, it is s squared plus 36 over 6. But what did we do? After getting the reciprocal, you change the sign of the power from half, negative half to a positive half. If you still have the time in the exam, you have the luxury of time, you can say this is the same as in root of s squared plus 36 over 36 over s. I think that is okay. In the next video, we are going to discuss inverse Laplace transforms. From now onward, we will be discussing the inverse Laplace transforms and also the application of Laplace transform in solution of differential equations. You can continue watching more videos now in the end screen template shown.